Hi everybody, welcome back. It's April 29th, 2023, and we're going to be back on Mars today. And we're going to be looking at this picture right here, and I'm going to show you a city on Mars like you've never seen before. This is probably the equivalent of several cities here on Earth. And this is a discovery made by Joseph P. Skipper. And this is one of 4 images. And this is actually the last one, 4 of 4. It's a fairly nondescript looking picture. Now, Joseph Skipper has a website called Mars Anomaly Research. And if you haven't been there, you need to go there. If you want to see all things civilization, it's really an incredible website. It's very well done. And I'm going to have a link for you in the description. Now, this picture is as I said, sort of a nondescript picture, right? And it's important to remember that every single picture that NASA takes is on purpose, okay? Nothing is random. All of these pictures are pre-planned. And so you can assume that there's something there, even if it looks like there's nothing there. And this is the number 4 picture in the series that Joseph did. Now, he took the NASA picture and he enhanced it so we could see better. But then, for some reason, he left it very, very small. And in fact, I think he suggested that you go get your magnifying glass to take a look. So I just made it a little bit larger. I did a number of enhancements. Always just in the brightness or the contrast, or basically that's it. You know, I don't do anything fancy on this computer. It's just I try to make it so you can see it better. And this city that we're looking at now, this is the main part of the city, but there's more. There's quite a bit more. And it looks in this picture like there's 3 levels. There's what's in front, then there's a stripe that goes through the middle, and then what's on top. It's a bit of an unusual look. I don't know if it has something to do with layered construction, which is what they're famous for on Mars. I don't know. But these are the most incredible pictures that I know of on the internet. Okay? And these generally aren't on the internet. I mean, we get them from Joseph Skipper, but I don't think anybody has ever paid close attention to this and increased the size and enhanced it so we can see it. I mean, it is incredible. And one of the things that we always see on Mars is extremely high population density. I mean, it's a whole new world, literally, on the way people live. It's really actually hard for us to imagine what it would be like to live with this kind of population density. And I would say these people don't really make it outside very much. Now, we have a lot of rectangular or even square vertical buildings. And right dead center is the largest building in the whole area, and this building is cylindrical. And there's actually a number of cylindrical buildings in this picture. Isn't that just an incredible city? Now, that picture could almost be from anywhere in our world. This could be maybe Dubai or something like that if it were possibly in color or enhanced a little bit better. I know there's people out there that can do a much better job at this than I'm doing. I keep trying to get people like Jimmy to concentrate on these areas, but I can't ever seem to get his attention. Now this picture here, if this were put on the 6 o'clock news, people would therefore know that there is life on Mars. And not only is there just life on Mars, I mean, there's an enormous population there. I've shown several other things in my videos, and I have found that really virtually every picture that I look at That's a NASA picture. I can usually see before I zoom in what's there. And this is a skill, we'll call it, that you get over time. And I thank Techno thanks for helping me learn how to see. Now, right here in the very center of the screen are buildings that are attached by sky bridges, and virtually all of these buildings are attached together either by sky bridges or I'm trying to decide how to describe it. It's like kind of like Legos. If you built a tower straight up, but you had one block sticking out the side and that block attached to another tower, all of these buildings, I think, are attached. It's got to be incredibly strong and incredibly complicated as well. And it's been difficult if you literally want to get a magnifying glass and look closely at the way these buildings are put together. You'll see that they're all connected in one way or another, not just by sky bridges. And the tall cylindrical building is just right of center, and just left of center, just about the same height as the tall one, you'll see a silvery, shiny cylindrical building. It's to the left of the big one, and there's quite a few of them in there. I was going to point them out, but I thought I'd leave it up to you to stop the picture and look at all these cylindrical buildings. But this one silver shiny one is really cool. It's in fact just like one we have in Seattle. It's a cylindrical building that's metallic looking. So I guess if you want to get around in this world, maybe people just don't travel that far. Maybe they have everything relatively close on what they need and want. Because it doesn't look like you're going to be getting around. Maybe with personal flying devices or something, flying vehicles. I don't know. It seems like you should be able to get around somehow or another, but for sure, if you're on foot, you just go from building to building. This is an intense picture. And as I said, I've done it in several different ways, dark and light, grainy, not grainy. Just something else. And this stripe above the cylindrical building is also, they're different kinds of buildings. And I zoomed in on that stripe. This is it right here. And these are kind of fat, square buildings. Up above are sort of narrow, rectangular buildings. And then below, in the big city part, they're just tall skyscrapers of different kinds. So there's really three different kinds of buildings here. And it's hard to imagine that all of these pictures that I'm showing you today are one city. One city, you guys. This is a city on Mars. If you're seeing this for the first time, God bless you. Maybe you've seen it before, much earlier on a video I've done in the past. But for sure, we haven't seen it like this before. As time goes on, I get a little bit better with this image manipulation, and I'm able to bring out the picture a little bit better almost each and every time I make a video. Now here's another portion of the same picture. This is picture number 2, and this is taken by the Mars orbiting camera. They call it MOC, and it took some serious pictures. And there was also the Mars, what do they call it? The Mars, I can't think of it. We had another satellite up there. Took a lot of pictures. Now, is there any way that you could mistake this for something other than a city? I mean, I don't know how you could, actually. I don't know how you could mistake this. This is just incredible, folks. Just think of this as just being one city, one picture, and there are many, 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 many more. And they're not always laid out like this, like just a regular city. Sometimes they're laid out in what looks like a crater. So it might be a circular design. Or if you watched my channel before, we've seen some really incredible dunes. These are massive cities made to look like dunes, which is really crazy, hard to believe. Why would they? But you get in there and look, and you'll see that they are also massive cities built on a massive scale. And in fact, Joseph Skipper called this the super metropolis, and that's a very good name for it. You know, there's all these questions that are always remain that we'll never be able to figure out by looking at pictures. We've got all of the infrastructure issues. So, you know, water, you know, waste of all kinds, power. How do they get all this? And most importantly of all, I think, is food. What in the heck do they eat? There's no farming going on here. Is it like the Jetsons and they just eat pills? You know, like this pill is asparagus and this one here is meatloaf. You know, it sounds silly, but when you see this many people, you know, you really have to wonder, do they eat synthetic food? I'm thinking they probably do. I can't imagine having a pill you know, that's supposed to represent a steak. I mean, you know, it doesn't feel very good when you're trying to cut it in pieces with your fork and knife. Yeah, very good questions, and these are questions we can never answer. We can only guess. But in that original picture of this whole area, there is not one piece of ground anywhere in that entire picture that isn't covered with buildings. You know, believe it or not, you know, this picture is not available from NASA anymore probably because Joseph Skipper, you know, really brought this to light. That's what happens if you bring a picture to light and it's got too much in it. It comes down off of the NASA website. But in Joseph Skipper's Mars Anomaly Research, he will explain everything in explicit detail. So I would like to say that this is my discovery, but it's not. I'm just bringing it to you. So how many people live in this one city? More people than live on the entire planet Earth, I think. Just in one city. It's hard to imagine. And the reason that it's hard to imagine is we've only been around for a very short time on this Earth. These folks here, many millions of years. If you've seen any of the Curiosity rover videos that I have on my channel, we know that it's tens of millions of years. You know, what we see there, all that destruction is ancient, and they didn't die off, they just moved. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you soon.